some fuck with my piece. Yeah, please some fuck with that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Certified Vets. I'm one of your co-hosts, T, and to my left, I got
Riley.
You got Duke De Niro.
John the Tech Man.
And today we're just going to jump right into the whole conversation as black men. The question to the panel is this. Do you feel that you have the freedom of speech with black women or in the population in general? And that means different races, the LGBTQ, etc., etc. The floor is open, gentlemen. Go as you may.
Well, me personally, I feel like I can say whatever I want, but in general, it's like anytime you have masculine or manly opinions, they consider that being toxic.
Okay, all right. What about you, John?
The question is, does black men feel like they have their own, the voice is respected or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No, I don't think it's respected, though, but, we're going to say what we're going to say, and then that's it, regardless.
For me, yeah, to a little bit to Duke's point, I think for the most part, you can say anything. Now, whether what you're saying is going to be respected or is actually people listening to are actually going to listen, or there's just falling on deaf ears and you're wasting your time, that's another story.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, with women, black women, which is the majority of the women I talk to.
Majority.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I have to make that more clear. You say, don't try to hide that. You're trying to slide that in. The majority, not all. Okay.
But yeah, I talked a bit. Anyways, but yeah, no. I think for the most part, you could have those conversations with them, but then again, are they actually really listening to what you're saying, or is it just going in one ear and out the other? So yeah. Yeah.
So I'll give my perspective on it. Right. I think that one, black men should not be silenced. And should not be shamed to speak out, right? Because a lot of times when you have these conversations with black women, I'm not going to talk about the general population just yet. I'll save that for a little later. They want to hear what you have to say. But what I find is if you have an individual conversation with black women, they're more receptive to what you say. But when they're in a group or they have a black man that's pandering to what they want to hear, then that's when they don't want to hear that unpopular opinion. And if you don't understand, let me know so I could elaborate.
Elaborate from you, please.
So, for instance, like there's people that, on Instagram Live, there's people on Clubhouse. And a lot of times if you have a lot of black women that have a perspective of, I'm an independent black woman, no man can tell me anything. They don't want to hear opinion of a black man because why? They've been in that space to do stuff on their own and be self-sufficient on their own, right? So when we're talking about black women are saying, I'm independent, right? There is a certain thing where it calls, are you codependent though? Can you be independent but in a relationship, which is codependency, where you don't really rely on somebody, but they're there in your space and you guys are basically independent together, but it works.
Yeah.
Right? So when I am a part of these conversations, and there are a lot of black women that are, I don't want to use this word, I'm not attacking black women, but when they're kind of jaded because they had horrible past experience with toxic black men. And when I say toxic black men, they're just no good fuck boys that don't do shit. And we should have a conversation about that later on, about, Wasteman in Toronto and around the world. They have been subjected to these type of relationships where it's like now they look at black men as, man, you guys are worthless, man. And it's like, I'm now they feel they're looking for a unicorn in black men where, he has all this shit together, right? Where, to be frank, there are a lot of black men that have their shit together. So my question is,
there's just as many as there is not.
Exactly. And we don't know the ratio, but we know, in this room, we have outstanding black men that could basically love to take care, provide, and protect black women.
Right.
So when I hear these black women say that, and I know black women go through this shit because I hear it. Black women call me and they tell me about the issues with black men. And I'm like, fuck, there really are niggas out there that talk like this or act like this or behave like this or live a life like this. And I understand where they're coming from. But what I have an issue is when they take that type of experience and they cascade it to all the black men, right? Which I feel that's where that kind of rhetoric comes from, of them saying black men ain't shit.
And I think the reason why that happens is because there's not enough examples of presentable or self-sufficient black men out there for them to actually believe that actually exists.
In the media or just in their circle?
Media and in their circle too as well.
All right, that's clear. Go, sorry.
Wait, so hold on. Could you repeat that last part, what you just said? there's not enough.
No, I was saying there's as many self-sufficient black men out there as there are not.
Okay.
It's just that a lot of black women are exposed to the non-self-sufficient ones. And then, as he was saying, they pretty much cascade that all black men are the same.
Okay. Now, when you say that their experience is more with the not, to me that seems like it's a personal choice, right? If you've been through 5 relationships,
right,
and
I'm gonna agree exactly with what you're about to say.
Let him say it first before you
all
agree
of
with
them,
it.
I know all of them are waste mans. The only common denominator in all 5 relationships is you.
Right.
So what are you looking for?
Thank you.
What type of man are you looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, I've heard this narrative in regards to black men. There's not enough good black men out there, and again, I know within our circle, everybody, for the most part, is
Every
a quote-unquote
last
good
one
black
of
man.
us.
You know what I mean?
What is a good black man though?
Well, that's the thing. I think what women are looking for, to be honest with you, is women are looking for.
Forget what women are looking for. What is a good
hold
black
on.
man?
Hold on. Calm down. Because you gotta look at from the aspect of, or the perspective of what a woman is looking.
No. Listen, let me tell you something. A woman might want something. Well, when she has it, that's not really what she wanted though.
Okay.
So the point is,
So tell us what women want.
No, I'm asking. The first question I asked was this:
okay,
what is a good black man?
I don't know.
You don't
Okay,
know
so
what a good
hold on.
black
I
man?
don't know.
So
what-
hold on.
I'm
You
not
said
looking
there's
for a
good-
man,
you said
so-
there's good black men.
That's why I had to only give you one.
So-
I'm not looking for. I don't know what a good or bad black. Good black.
You're not looking for a good black
I'm
man.
not good for a man. Period. Pause. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
but you said in this circle there's good black men.
So what he's
I'm trying to say-
what he's
okay,
asking is,
okay.
in your eyes,
What
what
does
would be a
equate?
good black man?
Right.
So it's valid. Pause.
Pause.
Breathe.
Bro.
Continue.
Good black men. For the most part, no children. A lot of us in here have no children out of wedlock. Good jobs. Intelligent. You know what I mean? Could hold a conversation about a whole bunch of different worldly topics. Good morals. In regards to everybody over here is, I know for the most part, is close to their family. So they have.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, yeah, good family structure, and they know what they're looking for, right? A lot of times, I guess these waste mans are very, I don't want to use the word fickle, but fickle in regards to they don't know what they want to do in the next 2 to 5 years. You know what I mean? For the most part, in our group, we know what we're trying to achieve,
Right.
and we're actually putting things into action to achieve those things, right? So, yeah, that's basically.
So basically, I'll just go before John goes. Is that a good black man knows his purpose and is leading into his purpose, where a lot of these, and I wouldn't even say waste man because I don't want to attach the word man to waste, but these young, undereducated, unpurposeful black boys, I'm going to speak, they don't know much on what is actually needed to build a strong relationship with a black woman. Is that fair to say?
Right, and
John?
they haven't been exposed to one either.
They haven't been exposed, right? Because we all have been young, dumb, and full of in our ego, right? Where sometimes we'll probably hear something from a woman, and we're like, "Nah, fuck that shit. I ain't about that," or "Nah, you're a gold digger." You know, fuck that. Because I could tell you this, and I had this discussion with a lot of women. Women want to concede and submit to the right black men.
No, they don't.
You feel no?
No, and that's what I
Okay,
said.
perfect.
And this is why
Let's hear this.
before I was rudely interrupted by Tech Man over here in regards to what I was trying to get at about a good man.
Which I was rudely interrupted by. Leave, but go ahead.
Circle of life in here. But no. What I was trying to say is like, and I remember the topic is, do you feel safe to kind of like speak up? And when we say safe, is it safe? Is like, are you actually being heard? And I think what a lot of women are looking for is a man who encompasses like basically all what we talked about earlier in a good man, but is almost submissive to her more so the other way around. So she wants somebody who has all these qualities, but if he were to actually, demonstrate masculine traits and, kind of lead, a lot of women say they want that, but that's where the conflict generally happens is right. If he's trying to, he's trying to do a certain type of thing or lead the relationship a certain type of way, he's not letting certain things slide. You know what I mean? Maybe some things that you're able to do in other relationships. He's like, no, you got to cut those, behaviors out. She's having a conflict with that. You understand what I'm saying? Even though it's for the betterment of the overall relationship in regards to what he's trying to achieve.
Yeah.
I think, again, a lot of women want men that are more submissive. As much as they say they want somebody that they can submit to, I think that's horseshit. They want more men that are emotional.
Yep.
Affection. Not emotional. What's the word that...
more into their
feminine.
I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you. No, not ask you. I was just basically gonna say that they're looking for a man who is effeminate.
Yeah.
Effeminate?
Effeminate, yeah.
Okay.
However you pronounce
it's effeminate.
it.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for.
So that's what I was gonna chime in.
Yeah, they're looking for somebody who's almost like a girlfriend, like one of their friends, but also had the masculine, carry the masculine sort of masculine trait. I totally agree. But that's where the conflict comes, right? That's where I think the conflict comes.
So, you bring up a good point, because there was a TV show clip I seen where it was I think he was like a Middle Eastern man. He said, and he was talking to his son, and his son was basically, westernized, so to speak, right? So you grew up in America, you went to college, and he knows about women, feminism and all this other stuff, right? Patriarchy, matriarchy, yada yada yada. And he looked at him, he's like, listen, man. This new world doesn't want a man like me. They want a man like you, where you could pass off as a man, but your mannerisms is more a feminine woman, right? Which I kind of get, because if we actually look into other cultures outside of black cultures, and we see how their family structure is set up, and you see how they're masculine versus feminine, let me ask you a question. Are black people leading in anything right now?
Nothing.
Outside of NBA and track? And football,
leading in nothing.
We're not leading in like economical, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in America, you have this new generation of, this word is banned in certain platforms like Twitch. But you can't say the word simp.
What was the other word too? Simp and virgin.
I don't know. I don't know. But I guess young people are. Your virgin is like the death sentence. You're a virgin? I'm 13. What the fuck am I supposed to be? But
that's crazy.
But simp. And Riley, you could probably give more definition of the word simp. Not because he is a simp. Why
Riley?
He don't like simps. This man says simping a lot, right? But give the definition, because I don't want to.
Simp. Okay, I'll just give you the actual.
Give it
the internet definition. What about your definition?
Listen, a man who puts hoes before bros. That's essentially a simp. So basically, a simp is somebody who
submits to the woman. If simp is a man that submits to the woman. That's
and to me, a simp. And I'll give you a perfect example. It was Candace Owens and Mark Lamont Hill, and they were talking back, and they were talking about I think it was like transgenders or something like that, and then it was about gender, like can a man be a woman or whatever. And Candace Owens like, yo, a man can never be a woman because he can't have a baby.
Right.
And he was just like, well, we don't know that yet. Maybe they can in the future. Something like that along the line. She's like, what? And he knew damn well that what he was talking was shit. But you know what I mean? But he's simping so hard for that, for that community that he's willing to kind of like sacrifice himself. Make himself look like an idiot to just kowtow to a certain group of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see a lot of men do. I've seen there's an Instagram live where I can't remember what it was. Dredd did it. And they were talking about like
masculine versus feminine energy.
Masculine and feminine energy, and I think he said something in regards to like you can't lead. How can you lead unless you embrace
your feminine energy.
Embrace your feminine energy.
What the fuck does that mean?
And I was like, what? I said what?
No, he didn't say what. He said, Maran, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Because the reason why I'm saying that, and again, we got to look at who's like people that are having this conversation, because I guess black community, what we're trying to do is we're trying to reinvent the wheel, man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We're trying to reinvent the wheel and we want to have this great family structure, but we don't want to do it the way that was in the Bible if you're a religious person,
or
proven in other cultures. And I'm like, if you look at other cultures, probably the cultures that that have the strongest family unit.
Muslims.
Muslims, certain Asian communities, strong family unit, the financials, education, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the people that are running the household, like the men, bro, they're not displaying any sort of feminine energy.
Mhm.
And the reason they can't display, because when you think of feminine energy, it's really like, emotion based, right?
Yeah.
You're making decisions based on your emotions, as opposed to like, let's look at the actual facts
Yeah,
of the situation,
Yeah.
and let's figure out what's gonna. You're just gonna like, well, I don't feel like doing this, or I feel like doing that.
Listen, feminine energy is this, yo. You're sitting on the couch, all of a sudden you start bawling for no reason. Yo. That's feminine energy. Yo. Imagine.
Back flag. You're gonna get some backdraft from this. Go ahead.
Listen, imagine your wife coming home. Your wife's sitting there, taking care of the kids. All of a sudden, you as the man, you just there bust out tears. And just like, oh, I'm just thinking about
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Like you be like, what the?
She'll be
Your
like,
wife's
what's
be
wrong
like,
with
what
this
the
nigga?
fuck
Wife's gonna
wrong?
say, "What the fuck is wrong with this
What the
guy?"
fuck's wrong with you? And you're doing that regularly,
Yeah,
bro. That's feminine energy.
Yeah, and it's good that you brought up regularly, because it's not to say that men can't cry, because
yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a funeral, someone passed away, or
Right,
some
right.
kind of, by all means, like every funeral I've been to for my family, I cried.
Right.
Like there's too emotional. Like when my grandma passed, I bawled. Like I bawled
Yeah, of
uncontrollably
course.
to the I'm like, why can't I stop crying? My auntie passed. I was like, man, I
Right.
can't stop crying.
Right.
Listen,
my uncle bawled like a motherfucker. And he was probably one of the strongest men I've seen growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when your pops or a male figure cries,
Mhm.
it's something so significant,
Significant,
that
yeah.
you can remember it
Yeah.
exactly the reason why.
100%. And I can say
Mom,
my
I remember
uncle.
my pops cried because such and such
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You can't be.
Right,
My
it's
pops
burnt into your
cried.
memory.
My pops cried every day because
Yeah.
He cried on the couch because he's watching Steele's Magnolia or some shit.
but
the
to
NASCAR
kind of
race, man, crash.
like
You
to
know?
kind of get back and just talk about like, do you feel safe or not? A perfect example in regards to like, I guess maybe why it's not that we don't feel safe to talk up, but when you talk, it's just going through one ear and not the other.
Mhm.
Is Kevin Samuels
Ah.
and that if you want to explain who that guy is. And,
So Kevin Samuels is an image consultant and now like dating, let's say dating consultant, right? So he has a platform online, YouTube channel, live, where he basically allows people to come on there and either ask dating questions on how they
Yeah.
can bag their ideal mate,
right.
or he just gives image consultants to people that want to improve their image in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there has been a large social media splash when it comes to how they're handling his messages to his flock,
Right.
or the people that come on.
The
right?
reception to it.
Exactly, right? So a lot of women are now bashing Kevin Samuels, saying that he is gay because the way he presents himself. And because the way he talks to black women, there's no way he could be a straight black man.
And I'll tell you right now. So I think the big issue is like they say what he says is harsh. Like
Which
a lot
I
of them
don't
say
think
he
it
is
is.
harsh.
Yep.
But I played it for women, and they never disagree with what he's actually saying.
It's just how.
How
It's just how he's saying it. You understand what I'm saying?
Listen, medicine is bitter. All right.
Buckley's, bro.
Listen,
the
listen,
best medicine
that thing-
is Buckley's, and
Listen,
it,
that
Right.
thing is
it's the
bitter,
worst.
but it's good for you, bro. All right.
You may not like it, but it's
take
gonna
the
be good
medicine.
for you.
Take
Right.
the
Right.
medicine, right? And when I was watching one of his shows live on YouTube, he was literally trying to find someone to disagree with. He's like, listen, put your hand up if you have a disagreement so we could talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
He must have went through like 7 to 8 women.
Right.
And all of them said, listen, I don't agree with you. You are right. I love your platform. Keep it going.
Right.
And then the women, there's like 2 of them that disagreed. One was a college, she was in college, never had a boyfriend.
Mm.
And she disagreed. She said, how are you going to disagree with me? And you've never been in a relationship with a man. He said, have you ever talked to your father about relationships? She's like, no. Says, so
how
what
would
do
you know?
Then where are you coming from? I said, did you ever talk to was your mother married? And he asked these specific questions because he's real calculating. Like, no, my mother was never married. Grew up in a single. She was like, you were never raised to know what a wife is.
Right. Right.
You were raised to be independent and not really look at black men as an authority figure,
right.
a leader.
Mm.
And he always uses this this type of scenario. Said, listen, you guys will allow Chef Ramsay, Dr. Phil,
Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell, and what's that black lady?
Ileana?
Ileana, whatever case
I've seen
may
her
be.
talk harsh,
Yo,
bro.
man, I seen her episode.
Actually, sorry to cut you. She's worse than Kevin Samuels.
Listen, bro, she was talking to this gay black pastor, And I swear
First
to
of all,
God,
wait a
she
minute.
was. Yeah, it was
You know,
bad.
I'm not even gonna.
No. It was.
No. I was gonna say like you know what I'm talking about. John. Like, wait, what?
It's contradiction as you can hear.
Yeah.
But she was roasting him in his face. Like, listen, how are you going to be in the church and hiding your gayness and cheating on your wife
Right.
with a multiple men? You are blasphemous. You are disrespecting the
Not
church.
haram.
Yeah, bro. She was like, she was
That's haram right there.
was going into the point where this man, if you want to call him a man, biological man, went upstairs into the house, curled up in the bed, and was bawling. The producer had to come to Ileana and be like, "Listen, this guy is upstairs crying. I never seen something like this happen." She had to go upstairs and wrap him in a blanket to comfort him. That's how bad she roasted homeboy.
Oh gosh.
You see what I'm saying? But no one ever says your
wrong.
message is too harsh.
Right.
But Kevin Samuels, who didn't cuss at anybody, said, "Listen, lady, what do you rate yourself out of 1 to 10? And you can't use 7 because a lot of us use 7 as a cop out. That's why if you know about modeling skills and marketing, there's something called the Likert Model, where they say 1 to 7 because everybody, if you say 7 is average,
Right.
when realistically average is 5, right? So the lady said, "I'm a 5 when I wake up, and when I put on makeup, I'm a 6." So
That's not a good.
Not
that's
much of a
improvement, man.
that's first of all, you have no confidence in yourself.
Not a big
There's ugly and
improvement.
then there's
There's no
mildly ugly.
Yeah, she's like, when I wake up, I'm just average, and when I put myself together, I'm just a little bit better than average.
Right.
And he said it himself. He said, so then you're average at best, because you usually, not everybody, but you usually look at yourself and say, you know what, I'm good. But you're saying to everybody in the world that you're average. So I could only call you average at best. And when I looked at this lady, physically, what she was asking for is going to be very hard for her to get. She wanted a 6-figure brother, probably 6 foot and taller, muscles, tattoos, and all that good stuff.
Right.
Men that make a lot of money and have all those attributes will not settle for her, which she was in her mid-30s.
Won't even give her a look.
She has a kid. They're not gonna. They have the what do you call it? They're the cream of the crop. So they have they have the ability to pick,
Right.
choose, and refuse.
Right.
And I'm sorry, lady, you're going to get refused a lot of the time. I'm not saying it's 100%, but it's damn near close.
Right.
Just get used to accepting rejection, basically.
But what happens is black men, when they give you the truth, they get shamed. But if he was someone like what's that guy's name? Derek Jackson, who I feel panders to a lot of black women.
The Simp King.
Hey, he will say, listen here, queen, don't worry about these brothers that don't want you because they're probably insecure in their ways anyway. They probably don't have money enough to take care of you as a queen that you are, and yada, 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 yada. And where Kevin Samuels says, listen, you may need to date someone that's regular. Because on the most part, men don't really care, especially high-earning men, don't care how much you make because they could take care of you and themselves. So what the fuck they care if you make over $100,000?
Right.
Men don't really look and say, I'm not going to talk to you if you work at friggin' McDonald's. We will talk to a girl that works at McDonald's if she's bad enough and she has a good personality. That's just facts around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta be a manager, though, at least.
Nah.
I'm joking. I'm
This
joking.
nigga, you know what?
I'm joking.
You're not making fucking $13 an hour. You're making $14 an hour, so you're not.
I'm playing. Don't play.
But I'm saying is that women are shaming this man for giving you the real Buckleys of life, which will give you the tools that actually, okay, this is where I need to fix up myself, or maybe I can't get that LeBron James or Steph Curry or the ballers or the case of me. Maybe I need to settle for a dude that is a manager at, Best Buy.
You know, it's some real shit, dog. And you know what? The fact that the man's actually opening up to even show the woman that, she's not even realizing the gold that he's giving her. Because, if a man has his own spot, transportation, whatever the case is, and you come across a bum girl, dog, she's on the road, yo.
Yep.
But the wickedest thing you ever seen, bam, pretty body out there. You see what I'm saying? And she's on the road.
Yeah.
Listen, a man's gonna scoop that up, yo.
100%.
Listen, he don't care about the career. He don't care about your bank account. Yo, if he sees that you're wicked, like in terms of looks or whatever the case is, he'll work
it's all
with
about
that.
seeing potential. in
He'll
that
work
person.
with that, yo.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's information that the man's giving the woman. That's gold. That's 100% truth, yo.
Because
And then-
women, sorry to cut you off, but to women, a man making 6-figure is a bonus.
Oh,
But to men,
that's the thing.
don't lead with, I make 6 figures. Because I've been in conversations with women where they say they don't tell men their actual job title because they feel that intimidates them. It doesn't intimidate us that you're in a high position. I don't care. Because if you have all the attributes I want, even if you're making 6 figures or if you're making $10,000, if I'm able to take care of you and myself, I don't care what you make.
Yeah, it's the potential, what you see in that person that matters the most.
And a man that is high worth dealing with someone that makes 10 grand, he's going to only make her uplift her to make more money.
Right.
That's just
because once you see value, you want to put more stock into that.
Exactly. So I feel that if you talk to a black woman on a one-on-one, they're more likely to listen to what you have to say. But if there's more women around, and if there's a 1 or 2, Derek Jacksons or Simps, they're not going to listen to the truth. And honestly, realistically, you got to get the truth, man. Because if you are a woman that wants a certain type of man, you have to make sure that you're bringing the certain type of attributes that type of man will want. You can't assume what a man wants and you're not a man. That makes no sense to me. I can't assume what a woman wants unless I know what she wants. Right? Does she want a man that is over 6 foot? Check. Do you want a man that's over a certain amount of? Check. Do you and then to a point, it's like I was talking to these guys the other day, and I said, and he got mad because he went on a date with a girl, and he must have went to a restaurant on Yorkville. And if you're not familiar with Yorkville, Yorkville is like a high end place, right? Not really high end, but it's high end. As opposed to others. And he was mad that he brought her to a dinner date and it cost so much. And I said, what's wrong with that? He's like, what are you talking about? That's a gold digger. I said, hold on, wait. Flip the role. What if you were a woman? And I'm asking you guys this question right here. What if you're a woman and you're married to a man? And I put the scenario in the United States because the United States healthcare is different from Canada. And your child got injured and you went to the hospital and the doctor's like, listen, we could fix his leg, but it's going to cost X amount of dollars. Do you have insurance or do you have the money? And you as the woman looks at your husband and the husband's like, why, he's just going to have to limp for the rest of his life. Divorce. How the fuck are you as a woman going to look at that nigga?
Well, hold on.
First, answer that question. How would you look at him?
Oh, yeah. He's not a provider. But did he choose the place or did she choose the place?
What place are you talking about?
The Yorkville place.
Let's say he agreed to it. Doesn't matter. He agreed to it.
Yeah. He has nobody. He had nobody to blame but himself.
Yeah, but
I guess he gave her options. She chose that, and then he agreed.
But you shouldn't have put that option on there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, nobody to blame. He messed up in terms of giving her the choice.
Joey's. But some middle class upscale type of place.
Some men do that to impress, I guess.
Because they put the PUSSY on a pedestal, bro. Man's out here stretching out themselves, doing things damn well. And I guess this is where women get frustrated. It's like, yo, you did all this stuff in the beginning, but you're not able to maintain it because you weren't.
Can you knock women for that? Can you knock a woman for that?
No,
exactly what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean maintain?
No, you're gonna take me.
You take her out to a date. A high end restaurant the first time, so she expects it every time.
No, but bro, a lot of men's out here. It's not just the first time. Like they're really trying to impress the thing. So they're taking them out to these restaurants, these nice expensive restaurant. They go out and they're spending a couple $100s every time. Yo, bro, you set that precedent. You know what I mean? In regards to like this, I'm being honest with you. It's just like if you're dating a woman. And she was cooking and cleaning, and then all of a sudden she stopped doing that. You're gonna be like,
hold on, wait, Lean. Repeat that line right there for the men that don't understand.
I don't remember what I said.
But when it's just basically saying if someone's used to doing something,
things. I will say it. If you were talking to a woman, oh, you hungry? I'm gonna cook you some food. Delivers the food to you.
Right.
And she does that for 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Ask her.
You don't even ask her. She has that. You eat all meats and stuff like that, right?
I don't eat pork and shit.
Okay, so she had chicken for you.
Right.
Beef.
Okay.
Salmon.
Right.
Shrimp.
I don't eat shrimp, bro.
No shrimp then.
Yeah.
Just take the initiative.
Mutton. Curry goat.
Right.
Oxtail. Saltfish.
All right. You
getting hungry over here. All right, got you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, after you say, you know what? Okay, perfect. I want to make this official. She stops doing that. So
equate that to the man's situation. Though.
A man is a provider, right? Women have needs; they want to be provided for.
Okay,
right. So in essence, things that women like to do, which in this new age is they like to be catered to. They like to be taken care of in a certain way.
Okay,
right. I'm not saying buy her Birkin bags and Louis Vuitton and red bottoms and all that shit.
Right.
But if you're taking her out on dates, and the beginning dates you took her out to was Yorkville or Ruth Chris Steakhouse that cost like $115 for a fucking one piece of meat,
Right.
and then 6 months down the road you're like, all right, well, you want combo number 1 or combo number 2?
Or even
Okay, but you know what?
Let him
But
answer,
the
let
thing
him
is,
answer.
but the thing is that that's a courting process, though. You know what I mean? The courting process is that you want
No.
everything
Court
to be,
within your means.
Exactly.
No, but you court. All right, okay. Now 6 months down the line, are you guys living together, or what's the case? Though? Like what?
But why the switch
are
up,
you
though?
are you more financially responsible? Like, is there more financial responsibility on you in terms of now you're taking care of the woman, and then you're still expected to do the moxies and the whatever the case is, or
Bro.
like, explain, like break it down, yo.
They're basically saying if you're setting the example from day one, they're gonna expect you to set the
It's to
example.
maintain that.
Listen,
If she's giving me sloppy top on our
Because-
first sexual encounter, and then she don't do it for like a next 10 sexual encounter, you scratching your head because you're like, yeah,
Because-
I want you to
because-
do it the second, third
Because
time.
if someone you're with
Okay,
on day one is doing everything that you expect them to, and you without you having
And
to
even
ask them
more.
that, and then a year or and a half into your relationship,
Okay,
they
we
stop
don't even
doing
have
it.
to. We don't have to go to the extreme of. Sorry to cut you off. But you don't have to go to the extreme. I remember. Listen, I love this show. My guilty pleasure, 90 Day Fiance.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I recommend a lot of dudes watch it because if you don't know what 90 Day Fiance is, it's like somebody from the States.
Mm-hmm.
They fall in love with somebody overseas,
From
and they got
Cambodia.
they get a visa, and they got like 90 days. You got to marry this person, or they got to go back to their home country.
Is that the same show, the guy with the no neck?
Yep.
Yeah.
No neck
But
nigga.
the thing about it is, it's funny when it's a dude overseas and you see how they interact with the women,
Yeah.
and how they keep them in their place. Like, yo,
They strict.
yo, but anyways, so there was a dude. He's from Florida, a black dude, and he found a Dominican thing. Met her like for 8 hours, fell in love, wanted to marry her. And you know damn well when he was in the Dominican, he was probably like, yo, mommy, when you come there, I got you.
I got
Anything
all
you
this.
need, blah, blah, blah. So she told him, she's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
He told her that listen, basically don't bring any clothes. When you come down, I got you. So she comes down, she didn't bring a lot of clothes because she, you know, what happens? He takes her shopping. Where does he take her? Goodwill. She's like, yo, bro,
My goodness.
you coming down here, you taking me to Goodwill. So she felt away, obviously. But he's trying to be like, yo, stop being a gold digger. Like, yo, you don't know how much I gotta pay for the rent. I gotta pay for that. But bro, you set that expectation. You understand?
Okay.
He told her that, you know what? Right now he's living in
I
a
want
one
to see how
bedroom.
you answer this now.
He's living in a 1-bedroom
Right.
with him and he has a son.
right.
So he told her, listen, you know, when you come down, I'm gonna get a 2-bedroom, obviously. What ended up happening? They're stuck in the 1-bedroom, with the son in the room, and them. You know what I mean? He all went and set the expectation. Said, yo, you know, we're gonna move. Went and looked at places, knowing damn well he just signed a lease for another year, so he
you
can't
going
leave. So
nowhere.
that's what I'm saying. In
Okay.
regards to, like, don't live with for any men.
Right,
live
right,
within
right.
your means. Don't set expectations that you're not gonna necessarily be able to maintain. It doesn't have to be Ruth Chris Steakhouse
Right,
every
right.
week or anything like that. But if you're somebody that's making 30, 40 grand a year, you shouldn't be eating in Yorkville. If she doesn't like Moxies and isn't wanting to date you because you're taking her Moxie, then that's
She's
not the girl
not
for you.
bro.
Right,
You know what I mean?
It's all about
so that's
compatibility.
that's what it comes down to.
No, I agree that you shouldn't make promises you can't keep. Yo.
Right.
Mhm,
You know
okay.
what I mean? Like don't deceive the woman. Say, okay, when you come true, boom, this, that, the third.
Right.
Yo. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like the courting process, like if you're meeting someone, like you're getting to know someone, yo, it doesn't hurt to spend a little extra. You know what I mean? To take her to a nice restaurant, whatever the case is, boom. You know what I mean? But don't expect that regularly, yo. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the thing is, if you're getting to know someone, are you gonna take them to McDonald's and Burger King?
And we're not even talking about McDonald's.
I'm just saying you're
Well,
gonna
you
take
are-
them to somewhere. You're gonna take them somewhere where you can actually interact with them. Bomb, you have
No.
something nice to eat. You know what I mean? That's
So,
all I'm saying. So
a Moxie's is a restaurant, sit and dine in.
Yeah.
And it's a decent restaurant.
It's a decent
Right.
restaurant when it comes
Yorkville,
to the ambiance.
generally restaurants, I don't really go on there, but it's more, I guess, on the higher class. If you're somebody that's never eaten on Yorkville
on a regular basis.
or at all,
And that's your first
and now
option?
because of this thing you want to go
Impress
there,
her?
and then more than likely the next date is probably going to be, because you're still in the courting process, could be a pretty long time, right? Depending
Right,
on
right.
the girl, right?
right.
So how long are you gonna keep up with this what's the word? Facade.
Facade.
Sorry.
Is it a facade though? You're just getting
Yeah,
to know. You're getting
it
to
is
know
a
the
facade.
person. It's
No,
not a
it's not.
facade, bro.
So let me ask you a
That's a
question.
facade,
Let
It's
me
not
ask
a
you a
facade,
You're
bro.
setting
You
up a
just
lifestyle that you
listen.
can't.
Let me ask you a
No,
question.
we're just coming here to eat.
No.
not a
Go
lifestyle.
to Moxie's and eat, where you know you could afford.
So let me ask you a question.
And
Go ahead. You wanna-
no.
So, would you be offended? Like we all would tell a woman, hell no, if she came and said, "Listen, if you're not buying me Birkin bags and Louis Vuittons, don't talk to me." We're like, "Get the fuck out of here. You're a gold digger."
Right.
But if you see a girl, she everything you look aesthetically, and you're talking to her, she's like, man, she sounds like she's dope.
Right.
And then she says, "Listen, I don't want to talk to anybody that's not making an X amount of money."
Right.
Would you look at her as a gold digger or not a gold digger?
Don't lie now.
No, I look at her as, okay, that's what you expect, yo. Well, guess what? Whether I can make that or not, yo, I don't want to deal with you. You know what I mean?
Because it's your choice.
That's my
and it's-
choice.
But
right?
I'm
At
trying
the
to
end
say,
of the
so what you're doing now, if a man is taking a girl to a place that he readily doesn't eat on a regular,
day. Okay.
yes, you can afford it 1 or 2 nights or whatever the case may be, but it's not a surprise that women like to go out and like to feel sexy and like to dress up. And if you present them with
pampered.
something like an expensive dinner night, and if you're courting for, let's say, 3 months and you took her out 3 different times to these expensive things, she can be like, okay, this is something you're making me used to.
No.
Then I'm thinking,
not-
no, but hold on, wait. But as a woman, you're going to be like, okay, he's done this for me
Right.
a few times,
Okay.
then he could continue to do it at the same pace he's doing it now.
No. I'll explain. Listen, this is not a regular thing. This is just to get to know you.
Are you explaining that in the beginning? That's the
I'll
question.
explain it. I'll let it be known, bro.
But then
Like,
the
yo,
girl's going to
listen,
tell you, what the
girl,
fuck
listen,
is
You're
this?
saying-
I'm like, yo, listen, I'm sitting
You're
here. I'm
saying,
taking
you're
you to
saying
get to know you.
basically on the first
McDonald's
date.
later.
No, I'm not saying McDonald's. We can go with.
He's saying I'm gonna take you
Jack
here,
Jackasters.
but then months later I'm taking you over here. You're gonna outline that for them
No,
from
listen.
day one.
Listen, if the thing gets serious, like if it gets like serious, the relationship.
That's
gets
when you
serious,
tell them.
No, I'll tell them like this. Listen, yo, if it gets more serious, then we're gonna move from restaurant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's you're coming to the crib. You see what I'm saying?
Getting that home cooked meal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're gonna go now. We're going grocery shopping together.
Okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
now we don't have to
boom.
go.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
like, and at the same time, even the experience of grocery shopping is courting because
Right.
you know what I mean?
You're doing something together.
You're
basically.
doing something together. Boom, we go now. We're cooking at home. You know what I mean? We're seasoning up the meat. You know what I mean? Like, boom. That's a process of
Man
getting
said
to know each
seasoning
other.
up the meat.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, put it this way. I feel that, black men, and Riley and Lean, you also have an opposing opinion. I feel that we need to speak up a little bit more when it comes to these type of conversations. Just because if we want to be heard more, we got to speak more, right? And that's my opinion. I know you have an opposite opinion. I'll give you the floor to
Closed
speak that
mouths
while we
don't get
close out.
fed on this boulevard.
No, I say the total opposite. I think for the most part, just lead by your actions. Don't go. There's no need to go through this back and forth debate with these women. You guys have done it. I'm telling you right now, you have changed nobody's mind.
Right.
If us as a collective move a certain type of way as men,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to do nothing but force women to actually change change their behaviors
Fix up and follow.
accordingly.
And take into consideration too is about the people who you engage with too as well.
Oh yeah, don't engage with crazy people.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly,
Or just
because there's
with
some
random
there's some people where you'll be telling them the truth and all that, but they just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Whereas there's other people who are open minded to what you have
Right.
to say. They may not necessarily agree with what you're saying, but
Yeah.
they have a conscious mind to at least accept that. Okay, well, this is a different frame of mind.
Facts.
All right,
I agree.
cool.
John, you're closing. Anything?
Nah, I don't know.
So
Don't
what
expect too much. Well, you're the only married one here, right? So you already have your things in order, right? But for all the single men out there, I personally will say is, if you're trying to impress a woman with your money, don't be mad that she wants to continue to see that type of lifestyle, right? So if you're going to go in there and say, I got the money, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to do this and do that, and then get mad later when you can't keep that up because you don't
Get
really
mad
have that
yourself.
type of money,
Right.
you brought that shit on yourself.
No, that's what I'm saying. Don't promise nothing you can't keep.
Yeah.
Don't sit here and say I'm gonna buy
And don't
this
flash.
and we're gonna do this and
Yeah.
do that. I'm just saying, yo, listen. You go to the if you courting, you go to a restaurant. You just go and you pick the restaurant. You go there.
You pick the restaurant.
Yeah, and
You
then
pick
that's
the
it.
restaurant.
You're not sitting here saying, yo, see this restaurant. This is what we're gonna deal with every time. Going years down the line.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't say that. If you say that, that's a dad thing. Just take her to the restaurant. Boom. We're eating here. What do you want? Look at the menu. Boom, bam. That's at the
Don't
moment
get
thing.
used to this last.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Just You know?
All right, I hear you. But then again, and again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of the Certified Vets. We're always here to give you all the information that we can from a man's point of view from the GTA. I'm your boy T. To my left, I got
Riley.
You also got Duke De Niro.
And John, the tech man.
Yeah, and we're here giving you everything that you need. Please follow, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll definitely get back to you. Share so we can spread the message and all that good stuff. Thank you very much, and we out.
Peace.
Bye.
Hey everyone, find all of our episodes by searching Certified Vets Podcast on any of the following platforms: Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Peace.